I'm going to share some important information with you tonight. There is no chance that you are watching this video at this very moment. It may stir something deep inside you. God brought you here for a wonderful reason. Tonight at 3 a.m., you will have an unexpected meeting that will change everything. God is calling you to meet with Him in the stillness of the night. This isn't just another night. This is your chance. This is your divine opportunity to open your heart and discuss your problems, your pain, your financial worries, and everything else that is weighing you down with God. You may be worn out and want to sleep, but God is telling you not to. He wants you to pour out your soul and release everything holding you back. You are one of the chosen few who will fully understand the gravity of this call. If you are here, you are one of those few. Join us now as we go into more detail about this moment that will change your life. Please do something strong and click the like button. Please subscribe to help us get to 30,000 and leave a reply with the number 99. This number has a lot of power and will strengthen the connection you're about to make with God tonight. Let's look into it. In the stillness of the night, there is a deep invitation waiting for you. It's not just any call, it's a divine summons to awaken your spirit and meet the Creator Himself at 3 a.m. During these sacred hours, something amazing and spiritually significant happens. God speaks to His chosen ones. Imagine having a one-on-one meeting with the Almighty, where you can clearly hear His voice, receive divine guidance, and feel energized for the future. But there's a catch. This chance is only for a small group of people. Only 1% of God's followers are awake, aware, and ready for this rare and profound experience. Are you one of the 1%? If so, the fact that you're reading this could be a sign that God is calling you tonight to step into a moment of transformation. This isn't just an invitation. It's a divine encounter that will change your life forever. This divine call is a test, an invitation to show your devotion and readiness. Stay awake and don't worry about other things. While most people are sleeping, God is awake and ready to reveal Himself to you in the deepest way. This is a chance for you to change your life so that you can receive the knowledge and strength you need to face the challenges ahead. Cherish this moment, as it could be the pivotal moment you've been longing for. When God calls you, it's because He has a plan for your life. This encounter isn't a random occurrence. It's a deliberate plan. Only 1% of individuals will have this profound experience. It's easy to forget how important the hours are between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., but those are the hours that matter. As soon as heaven opens up and the divine shows Himself in ways that can't be ignored, you've probably already been chosen. The stillness of the night is your sign. This is your moment. God has reserved a special seat for you at the table of destiny, waiting for you to listen, receive, and embrace. But are you ready for what's about to happen? Can you handle the magnitude of divine revelation coming your way? The 1% chosen ones are those who have followed God faithfully, those who have sought His presence consistently, and now the time has arrived for you to be rewarded with a divine visitation. As you wait in anticipation, know that this is more than just a moment of spiritual awakening. It is a preparation for the next chapter of your life. God's visitations always come with purpose. He is not just visiting to say hello, but to empower you with strength, wisdom, and revelation for the road ahead. This encounter will change you forever. Ever wondered why sometimes you wake up at 3 a.m. for no reason at all? It might not be a coincidence for many of the chosen ones. This is a divine awakening, an indication from God that He desires to communicate with you. This is the moment when the separation between the spiritual and physical realms is most slender, facilitating clear channels of communication with God. Clear lines of contact with God. God often calls us unexpectedly, during moments of stillness and quiet, when we are most receptive to receiving His message. It's not enough to just wake up. You have to be spiritually alert and receptive to His voice. Have you recently felt a pull in your spirit to seek something more, something deeper? That's not a coincidence. Stop wondering and start listening. The divine message is clear. He's waiting for you when you wake up during these hours. Try not to be confused or frustrated. Instead, accept this moment as a divine appointment and take it seriously. This may be the time God is revealing His most powerful messages to you. God is about to hear your prayers, struggles, and deepest desires in a way that will transform everything, from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. People often refer to these hours as the fourth watch of the night, which means that spiritual activity is at its peak. This holy time has immense spiritual significance. It's when God is said to be most present, ready to reveal His plans, offer protection, and give guidance like never before. Imagine that. In a world full of noise and distractions, these quiet hours give you a chance to be directly in God's presence. But why this particular time? The fourth watch is a time of change. The night is almost over, and the day is about to begin. Spiritually, this is a change from darkness to light, from confusion to clarity. This is the time when God is ready to show you the way you've been looking. He's waiting for you to be still and listen to His guidance. The hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. are charged with divine energy, giving you a rare chance to receive the revelations you've been waiting for. God wants to give you strength for the next part of your life, not just answers. Use these holy hours to connect deeply with Him. This is your chance to get clarity, unlock your spiritual potential, and get the strength to handle what lies ahead. Imagine getting a personal invitation from God Himself. This isn't a metaphor or an idea. It's a real, powerful meeting that can change your life forever. God has chosen you, and He wants to meet you in the quiet of the night. Only those who have been faithful, patient, and seeking Him can enter this moment. A divine visitation is a meeting with the Creator of the universe that changes your life. It's not just a dream or a fleeting thought. There is power in God's presence to heal, guide, and answer your deepest questions. Now is the time for you to be changed so that you can better understand your purpose and get the tools you need to move forward in faith when God calls you. If God decides to visit you, it's not by accident. He does it on purpose and with a deep intention. You will receive the strength, direction, and wisdom you need to handle any challenge. What you experience now will fuel your spiritual growth and prepare you for the divine mission ahead. Only a few people are called during these holy hours. God calls those who have been ready and faithful in their walk with Him. The 3 a.m. hour is a holy time set aside for a very specific purpose. It's when God reveals the mysteries of the universe and shares His plans for your future. If you find yourself awake and feeling a stirring in your spirit, know that this is not an accident. You are one of the 1% who have been chosen. God has chosen you for a purpose beyond your wildest dreams. This is a moment of divine privilege and responsibility. Are you ready to accept the calling that God has placed on your life? It's time to step into your destiny. For those who are spiritually awake and aware, these hours can be life-changing. It's not just quiet at 3 a.m. It's also a time of divine revelation, getting answers to prayers, and aligning your heart with God's will. If you're reading this right now, it means you are one of the chosen. Enjoy the moment and let it change you in ways that will last a lifetime. Imagine choosing something amazing in a world that often feels crowded and chaotic. God's choice is a rare and valuable honor. Even though the world can't see the invitation, you can feel it in your spirit. In His infinite wisdom, God has discerned something exceptional within you. He has chosen you for a divine appointment that will bring your purpose into sharper focus and your faith to a new level. Being one of the chosen means submitting to God's will, listening to His voice, and staying on your path. It's a recognition of your deep devotion and willingness to serve God. Being called to the chosen ones isn't just an invitation, it's an active relationship where you must be awake and open to His whispers. This call isn't just for a short time, it's for a lifetime. Your relationship with God will grow stronger, and you'll have a better understanding of His plan for your life than ever before. It's time to accept your calling in its entirety and be open to the amazing changes that are about to happen. There are times in life when the spiritual battle gets tougher and the darkness seems too much to handle. These are the times when God wants us to fight not with our own strength, but with His. The hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. are not only when God visits, but they are also the height of spiritual warfare. Unseen forces are at work during this time, prompting you to pray, maintain your faith, and engage in intercession. God has given you spiritual authority, and He wants you to use it in the most powerful way possible. Praying during these hours is like fighting for your life, family, community, and future. The enemy will try to distract, discourage, and defeat you, but God's power is greater. You can break generational curses, dismantle strongholds, and change your life and others through prayer. This isn't just any prayer time, it's the time to bring your deepest problems to God, to fight for your breakthrough, and claim the victory that God has already secured for you. Holy times reveal divine secrets between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. These aren't just any revelations. They're insights that can change your fate, make your next steps clear, and show you the deeper meanings behind the problems you've been having. Though it may seem like a whisper, God's voice is loud and clear at this time. You can't ignore it as you wait in stillness and quiet. God will start to reveal the mysteries that you have been unable to figure out. Things that seemed hard to understand before will now make perfect sense. The answers you've been seeking and undefined paths will become clear. These are divine secrets and insights meant to prepare you for the future, give you the strength to overcome obstacles, and give you the wisdom that will set you apart. God is sharing secrets and giving you the power to live your purpose during this divine visitation. You will receive the kind of wisdom and direction that can only come from spending time in God's presence. These are very important. They will give you the guidance and understanding you need to make decisions that will change the course of your life. 3 o'clock in the morning is when God gives the clearest advice. This is a time when distractions are minimal and your heart is at its most receptive. It's during this divine encounter that God speaks directly to your spirit, giving you clear instructions that will lead you into a time of breakthrough and change. Have you ever felt in your heart like God was telling you to move or take a step? Now is when those instructions become more clear. God doesn't give vague advice during this holy time. It's clear, actionable, and always in line with His perfect will for your life. These moments of clarity are not to be taken lightly. When God speaks, He doesn't just tell you what to do. He gives you the power to do it and live out the calling He has placed on your life. The instructions may not always be easy, but they will always be worth it. When you step into the fullness of God's plan, your life will never be the same. Everything will change when you meet this person. You will get the focus, courage, and direction you need to move forward in faith, knowing that God is with you every step of the way. Being awake during these holy hours means more than just being physically alert. It also means being spiritually alert and ready to connect with God in a deep way. When you are awake, you are ready to receive everything that God wants to give you. 3 a.m. is the divine appointment you've been waiting for, but it needs your full attention, heart, and presence. This is not the time to let your mind wander or let distractions pull you away. Being awake right now means letting God's power flow through you and being open to hearing His voice. It means actively participating in the spiritual realm by making sure your faith, prayers, and actions are in line with God's will for your life to make the most of your divine appointment. Take some time to get your heart ready for this holy moment. Seek peace, remove distractions, and make room for God to speak. You will experience spiritual engagement that will deepen your relationship with Him and prepare you for the next stage of your journey. Not only is a meeting with God a moment of spiritual awakening, it is also a moment of supernatural change. God's presence possesses the ability to transform you fundamentally. When God meets you in the middle of the night, things that seemed impossible before become possible. God will lift the things weighing you down and transform your perspective. You will leave this encounter with a renewed sense of purpose, energy, and clarity. Transformation starts when you meet God in person, and it's not a short-term change. Fears, doubts, and insecurities will melt away as you experience God's love and power in a way you've never known before. This moment is the start of the next part of your spiritual journey, and the change it brings will propel you into a future full of hope and purpose. When God meets you in the night, He doesn't just visit. He really comes to you. It's time to embark on a new phase of divine alignment, where everything that previously appeared unclear now aligns harmoniously. Accept the shift, as it's precisely what you require to fully realize your purpose. The 3 a.m. hour is not only a time when God visits, but it is also a sacred time when prayers are amplified, prophecies are spoken, and divine revelations are unlocked. This is the time when God speaks directly to you, revealing things that were once hidden in your heart and soul. Your deepest desires and questions reveal themselves to the Almighty during this powerful time, and He responds with clarity, direction, and hope. Prayers said during these hours have a huge impact. This is not the time for everyday prayers. It is the time for heartfelt cries that move heaven. The Lord will meet you in this sacred space to listen to your prayers and offer supernatural answers if you are having problems with relationships. Now is the time to tell Him about your money problems or personal problems. God will give you clear directions, support, and a breakthrough. He is listening and speaking, and you are not alone. Prophecies often come true in quiet times like this. As a chosen person, you have a duty to stand firm in God's protection during the fourth watch of the night. The enemy is always looking for ways to steal, kill, and destroy, but God has called you to guard your spiritual ground and be an active participant in the battle for your destiny. Don't underestimate these divine revelations. They hold the potential to transform your life. Trust that during this holy hour, God is preparing you for the journey ahead by giving you comfort and divine insight to guide you in the days to come. As a chosen one, you must intercede during the fourth watch, a crucial period when the forces of darkness are active. This isn't a time to sit back and wait. You must take action. Your prayers at this time are strong. They break chains, destroy strongholds, and push back the darkness. God has given you the power to stand in the gap and protect His gift and promise for your life. Now is the time to spiritually strengthen yourself, to stay alert and vigilant in this sacred space. You are not just waiting for divine intervention, you are actively fighting spiritual warfare. By doing this, you protect your future, your family, and your purpose. Knowing that God is with you in the fourth watch gives you strength to face trouble. Receiving God's 3 a.m. invitation is a big step in your spiritual journey, but it's only the beginning. When you align your life with the divine directions and revelations He gives you at this time, the real work begins. In order to live in line with God's will, you have to change the way you live so that it fits with His purpose and plan for your life. It's not enough to just hear His message. You have to live it out. This might mean making tough choices, taking big steps, and letting go of things that aren't good for your spiritual growth. But when you're in line with God's will, there is no greater peace or fulfillment. His plans for your life are always greater than your own, and they lead to a future full of hope and blessing. How you respond to this divine invitation will determine the course of your life. By living in line with God, you become a vessel for His glory, and you make room for even greater blessings to flow into your life. It's a journey of trust, obedience, and faith that gives you a huge sense of peace and purpose. Be serious about this moment, because God's call is a chance to step into the fullness of His will. If you wake up at 3 a.m., it might seem like an annoying interruption to your sleep. But what if it's actually a divine appointment? This isn't just happening by chance or a sign of sleeplessness. The reason God woke you up right now is to bring you closer to Him. There aren't many distractions in the early morning, which makes it a wonderful time to connect with God. Your heart is more open to hearing His words during these holy times. God wants to tell you something specific. It could be a word of encouragement, divine guidance, or even a vision of what's to come. God often wakes you up at 3 a.m. saying, "I have something important to tell you." This is not a coincidence. Trust that this is a divine arrangement, and accepting it will change your life now. Take a deep breath, stop, and accept God's offer. Don't go back to sleep or brush it off as a passing thought. Now is the time to pray, listen, and receive what God is saying to you. God has chosen this very moment to meet with you. How will you answer His call? You might reach a new level of faith and clarity in the next few minutes. A divine appointment doesn't happen every day, and it certainly doesn't happen when we expect it to. That's why God is calling you in these quiet hours. Your willingness to wake up, engage, and be present in His presence is the key to unlocking the blessings and purpose He's about to reveal. So enjoy the moment. Unbelievably, praying at 3 a.m. ushers in a unique period of spiritual breakthrough. These early morning hours are a time of transformation, as God empowers His chosen ones to overcome seemingly insurmountable barriers. This time is especially powerful because it's when the forces of darkness are strongest, but God's presence is also stronger, ready to give you the strength to push back and win. At this time, spiritual warfare is at its peak, and your prayers have power in the heavenly realms. The enemy wants to cause confusion, fear, and discouragement. But when you pray at this time, you are actively helping God break down those strongholds. We anoint your prayers with supernatural power, enabling them to break chains, release you from bonds, and transform the atmosphere in your life. This is also the time to seek God's guidance and clarity. Have you been facing problems that seem impossible to solve? Do you have dreams that seem unattainable? 3 a.m. is a divine time when God will give you the breakthrough you've been praying for. Prayer. It's important not to underestimate the power of praying at this hour. God rewards those who rise early to seek Him, and in doing so, He gives them supernatural strength to face the day ahead. Things that appeared insurmountable will begin to crumble, and challenges will transform into opportunities for personal growth and triumph. The enemy's power over you will lessen, and God's presence will make you stronger. The fourth watch. From 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., there is a holy time when God's timing is perfect with His will. This is when spiritual activity is at its peak, and God calls His chosen ones to be awake, alert, and involved. The fourth watch represents the change from darkness to light, from confusion to clarity, and it is during this time that you can access God's supernatural power in unique and life-changing ways. The spiritual realm is at a high level right now, and divine interventions are not only possible, but expected. In the Bible, the fourth watch is when God shows his power the most. During this time, Jesus walked on water and miraculously saved his disciples from storms. This time is marked by miracles, by deliverance, and by the revealing of God's plan for his people. Understanding the significance of this timing helps you position yourself to receive everything God has prepared for you. It's more than just being awake. It's about being spiritually attuned and actively listening for God's voice. This is the moment where he offers solutions to problems you've been wrestling with, clarity for decisions that have caused uncertainty, and divine protection from foes that seek to harm you. The fourth watch is not just a time of waiting. It is a time of intense spiritual action when you rise to meet God. During these hours, you step into a season where his power moves freely on your behalf. Be prepared for a season of transformation where your prayers and actions will carry more weight than ever before. Meeting God during the early morning hours often unlocks prophetic revelations that can reshape your life. These revelations aren't just for your personal benefit. They are often linked to your divine purpose, the future of your family, or even the destiny of those around you. When God calls you at 3 a.m., it's often to reveal something specific that will empower you for the future. These revelations might be a prophetic word, a dream, or an intuition that you cannot ignore. God doesn't just tell you these things randomly. He does it on purpose, whether it's about a decision you need to make, a person you need to pray for, or a part of your life that needs healing. The times you meet people will help God show you the next steps on your spiritual path. These divine visits are meant to give you clarity and direction, as well as to lift you up and give you the strength to face what lies ahead. As a result of your problems, battles, and desires, 3 a.m. prophetic revelations can be very personal. Maybe you've been feeling lost and unsure of what to do. During this holy hour, God will reveal his heart for you, letting you know that you are not alone in your struggles and that he has a divine plan for your life. His voice will become clearer than ever, and your faith will reach new heights as you receive these prophetic insights. Write them down, think about them, pray over them, and trust that God is speaking to you in deep ways. What he reveals to you during this hour could change the course of your life and bring you closer to him. You will be amazed at how God's early morning meetings can change your faith. When you answer the call to meet God at 3 a.m., these quiet times test, strengthen, and refine your faith. As you begin this spiritual growth process, you must trust God in the unseen, believe in his promises, and do what he tells you. You are refining yourself during this time. In the same way that fire purifies gold, these hours spent with God sharpen and deepen your faith. He uses these times to remove doubt, fear, and unbelief, replacing them with the courage and confidence that can only come from knowing that God is with you. When you get up early to seek God, you show that you are willing to let him shape your heart and spirit, making you into the person he's called you to be. Problems that once seemed insurmountable will now appear as opportunities for God to demonstrate his strength and grace in your life. Your faith will become unwavering, and you will experience a peace that surpasses comprehension. These early morning meetings with God establish a foundation for enduring transformation. They prepare you for the challenges ahead and give you the tools you need to fulfill your divine purpose. As you meet God every night, you will find that your faith becomes the base on which you build your future. Understanding God's timing is one of the most powerful parts of the spiritual journey. It's not just about waiting for the right time. It's about aligning yourself with his perfect timing. One of the most important times of spiritual harmony is when your heart, mind, and spirit come together with God's plan. God consistently arrives precisely when required. In the quiet of the early morning, You can hear from God at a time when He can speak to you clearly and deeply, whether it's about a relationship, a job opportunity, or a personal decision. These encounters give you the clarity and direction you need to move forward with confidence. When you align yourself with God's timing, you are aligning yourself with His will. This means trusting that His plans for your life are much bigger than anything you could imagine. His timing is always right, even if it doesn't make sense at the time. Accept that God is orchestrating every event in your life for your good. When you meet God in the early hours, you are aligning yourself with the entirety of His plan. You are actively participating in His perfect timing, and that will lead to a life full of purpose, joy, and fulfillment. Trust the process and be open to when He calls you. Fear and doubt are two of the enemy's most powerful tools to keep us from fulfilling our divine purpose. But when you meet God in the middle of the night, these fears fall away. The 3 a.m. meeting is a powerful one, where God gives you the strength to get past everything that has been stopping you. Being with God in the early morning silences your doubts and fills you with peace. As you seek Him, He starts to replace your fear with faith, your worry with confidence, and your insecurities with the knowledge that He is in charge. Fear can no longer hold you back. Instead, it gives you the courage to take action.